Hello, everybody. So, um, on my other YouTube channel, I made a video like 5 or 6 years ago about transmission optimization. It was for a game called Gran Turismo Sport, and for other situations where you would have a variable adjustment volume transmission. Um, and the contents weren't exactly flushed out. So what I did here is I've developed a formula that I so humbly called the Stanlick formula. Um, and I will have this paper linked in the description below. But essentially, this is a formula that you can use to optimize any transmission um, imaginable in the real world or a video game like Forza or Gran Turismo or Assetto Corsa or what else is there? BMD Drive, whatever. Um, and you can use this formula. So I did a lot of math, of course, to develop this formula, and as I scroll through uh, the paper here, of course, I explain all the variables, the divergence ceiling, convergence factor, and threshold scalar. Um, I think I named them pretty much appropriately for what they do in the formula, because everything is interconnected. Um, all the variables are they influence each other. Divergence ceiling is your first gear ratio. I use some calculus, derivations, and Euler-Lagrange equations to uh, basically examine through the chain rule, examine the amount of efficiency for each gear given what your other parameters are. Um, Derivatives. I've got integrals um, and differentials as well. I explain things like parabolic eccentricities, skeuomorphism, isomorphism. I've got graphs here too that explain what these ratio progressions look like. And if I scroll all the way to the bottom here, I also go through step by step how the formula is used and what results it will produce, and all of the variables and exactly what they do and how they affect each other, um, drive levels for overdrive and things like that. Um, so if I scroll all the way down, if you don't really care about the mechanics behind everything, I have pictures of all the math that I've done for these progressions. I have a close, medium, and wide ratio progression spreads here. So the wide one, I use a 5-to-1 ratio, and then I use L3 for overdrive, which means there are 3 overdriven gears in each of these transmissions. So it's 3 overdriven gears in a 10 speed, 9, and 5 speed. It stops at 5 because of my rule with the 1-to-1 and n-2. I explained that in my paper. N-2 is number of gears minus 2 being the maximum amount of overdriven gears allowed if you want to reach a divergence ceiling through, of course, a 1-to-1 for your directrix on the parabola, which is all just blah 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 math words. But the numbers are there. These are templates you can use. So that's the 5-to-1, the 4-to-1 for the medium spread, and then I have the 3-to-1 for the close spread, and then I have a bonus spread here where every gear is a positive integer of 1, which means they're all a certain level of torque multiplication, and there's no neutral torque being put out like a direct drive, and there's no top speed biased to the extreme like overdriven gears, where these are all kind of just like more like Formula One gearbox progressions and things like that. And I arbitrarily name them close, medium, and wide, where the wide ones start at a 5-to-1 ratio and end at a pretty low overdriven last or top gear. The medium is a 4-to-1, and then you only have 2 overdriven gears, and they're slightly higher in numerical value. Then the close spread only has 1 overdriven gear for each given gearbox, and a 3-to-1 diversion ceiling or first gear, and then here's your spread where everything's a positive integer of 1-to-1 there. But yeah, so have fun with messing around with the formula. I have examples and everything. I know it's a lot of text. This is 20 pages, and I wrote this on my notes app on my phone, and I use Word for making the formulas, and then I clipped those into here just so it's all looks nice. Try to color code things so it breaks up just blocks of text, and I bolded things and stuff. But yeah, that's it. This is how you can get perfect ratio progressions with the concepts of parabolic eccentricity, skeuomorphism, isomorphism, and of course using calculus to put in things like limits, because obviously with the limits of any system of logic is that you'll run into singularities on either end. You can't have an infinite first gear, and you can't have absolutely zero last gear. So imposing limits and using that logic, I explain it all in the formula. If you want to geek out and mess with it, go ahead. But if you don't care, you want answers now, you want something you can slap into your video game, like Forza or Gran Turismo or whatever, without really doing any of the math, and you could use one of these templates. It's mostly going to be this close spread or this bonus spread where all of them are positive integers of 1. So have fun, please. Feedback is welcome, and yeah, just yeah.